Okay, with the camera. Hello, this is Brennan. I know the hair is fantastic. Put myself in the sun. See. Okay, so I'm working on the vehicle of the future, right? And dude, um, linguistically. Okay, so let's just go into this. There's going to be like I'm working on this unified social theory and architectural theory, engineering theory. It's not quite linguistically defined yet, but structurally and normally, generally, so all these dimensions. So I really want to talk about the vehicle of the future because this is, this is like consumerism in a box. Who is in the box and how is the box? Is the box nice? Can you clean it? Is it birds? Is the box. So the integrity of the components. Okay, so this is really fundamental, and then the minimalizing of the number of components. So an engine has 1,000 pieces. You don't want to deal with that. You want to just, if your engine goes bad, you want another one complete within a little box. So everyone always asks, oh, what kind of power? Mule. Will I have to whip the mule? Carry it or the stick? Why are these people in my way? I'm trying to drive here. Why can't I? And so you always go back to the frequency. Now, to tie this all together, I want to give you an example of the sentinel, or the visual. Oh boy! Still on here. Stability, right? Like this thing is just balancing here. Okay, so when I talk about the sociology, the cultural norms, that the big truck over here. Okay, so then cultural norms. So I'm talking about how you take someone who's alien, either there's immigrant, first generation, second generation. This is purely geography. So my parents migrated from the Great Lakes near Chicago, Detroit, this area, to the West Coast where the big trees are, San Francisco, California. So this is our universal words I think people understand. They've seen the picture of the redwood trees, so you understand the Golden Gate. Very beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. Never leave. Go back there. But you have to understand this global thing, dealing with wars in the old country, drug abuse in the new country, mixtures there. Of generally the legal, moralizing drugs, but not legalizing them. Whereas wars are legalized, but they're not moral. This is a screw up. So the sentinel. Now let me give you an example in transportation. I was at this railroad crossing. I was in the middle of flat fields of agriculture, like fresh sprouts, Brussels sprouts. I don't know what it was. Big flat area in central California. And there was a train coming, and this road was just a real long straight road. And as this train was coming across this tracks, and there was virtually nothing there except a little ding, 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 the lights and the red lights and the little thing that goes down. And so all this traffic was backed up because it was a nice day. Just really nothing out there, all flat, no. So anyways, this motorcycle comes up, and you can see he's got a little bit of anxiety and stuff, like, why are these people stopping, and so he tries to get up there, and somehow he slides out, and he has a little accident and stuff. And you're like, oh Jesus, that could have been worse. It was bad enough. He probably, heavy gear, but what you realize is that if there is something very tall at one of these intersections, that people look up to that. They say it's like a church. Okay, so And that's why churches are at busy intersections, because people want to say, there's the mountain, that we can be safe up there. Someone can go up there and communicate with God and sort of communicate back there, for us to be patient. For us, for this person to be up in this tower and look down and say, wait, everybody listen to this, type of, go tell it on the mountain. So if there's pure flatness, this is like a social fabric, a new social fabric, a new world, or an old world. The societies exist, just like traffic jams. Societies exist everywhere. What you need is sentinels. So these are the norms. These are people colonize, or they morally colonize around these high points, these moral high points. There's something there. It's, someone can organize things from these towers. And so understand these sentinels as people who have seen the new world, but not just taken a photograph or read a book about it, or gone to an expat colony, a bar or something like that, where literally, no one goes outside. Rather, a fundamental statistic. So you have your first generation. So these people, the immigrants, as long as they're happy and qualified, and they're not just complete criminals or undesirable in some sense, or some reality, some political function. These people, this statistic, who are in this norm. So it's an abstract, but in a traffic jam, everyone's thinking, I know I know everything, They just want to be cool. So being cool is like being that sentinel without actually sticking around. So if you have this sentinel that makes people want to stick around, gives people confidence, it says, things are normal. We have normalcy right here. It's like pounding in the heart. It's not like this maniacal thought equation. Okay, so the vehicle of the future in actual physical terms, not the metaphysical, but here's the idea. It's that basically you have cars that are designed more like railroad cars, and railroads in general, in normal. It's trying to put all the language together. This will happen most likely on paper rather than from my mouth. So especially with this beard. So think about what's the most, you need basic these services. You need food. You need to be able to wash your clothes. You don't have to wash your body, just as long as your clothes aren't and you're eating good. You really, you're kind of, you can make it that way if that's your thing. But to have this, what is normal? Is it normal to wash? This is a question. So to have this technology that is the actual structural and the philosophical as well. That's downgraded from philosophical down to earth. The philosophical is really the normal, the sentinel. This what people are in denial of. So what I was saying about the immigrant, the first generation, second generation, particularly the first generation. Now, see, I'm first generation west of the Rockies. But basically, you see this through history where, the immigrant may be into abusing drugs or something like that. And the first generation maybe off in this foreign land, growing up, not knowing their ancestry. And while in the ancestral world, there's war building. So you see this right now in Mexico. You saw it in World War II, right before World War II. Millions of people left Germany, Italy, and Japan. And a generation later, there's these major wars there. So now you don't want to say, oh, you have to go back type of thing. Everyone has to go back, like Mexico or something like that. But you have to find these prime cases, because these people who have suffered in the new world, go back to their old world, are going to illuminate. And this dissolves that secret society. It illuminates those destructos, and the ecology is very interesting. So I mean, I'm having like 90% of the, 10% is just bad jokes, but 90% of it. So there's a lot. Ecology gets very complex because there's so much stuff that we produce, so many components, so many different, food, automobiles, clothing. Everything is like, oh, I have to be unique. Mine has to have a big, giant sort of thing on the, a big, all this plastic, all this, we want so much unique identity to be that sentinel, to be like, oh, I'm Mr. Fancy Pants or something like that. Look, I'm wearing a plastic jacket. Food is so cheap we can throw it away. Houses, those sentinels, those towers, are priceless. Okay, they really are. You could build a house out of loaves of bread today. Okay, it's like, seriously. But you cannot. The place becomes this major card. It's like, if we can just control the land, then we can have the war and sell the guns and stuff like that, and have the terrorism win. So this is, normative terrorism that is very secondary. We cannot see it. It's just this rat race where pollution becomes the norm. So we want to design, refine the mind that, it just takes all those words and does what with them, and makes it so perfect that, I really like the idea where bad jokes do not work. If they do work, then God damn you, okay? That's exactly what it's going to be, the war, because you deny that sentinel be placed in that, on the ground, the social fabric. It's hard to explain when you say, a dimension of a plane. It's complex. It's not plain. It's not simple. It's elaborate humanity with its simple love factor keyed in, so that you are unlocking the gate to heaven, and yet having a filter that is constantly going, that is, some people, they really, they want to have a drink, they want to go to hell, type of thing. So this is cracking this entire code, and having the structure to carry this code. Okay, to actually, it's like complex, but it's almost like a laser. It's like, is the laser the vehicle? Is the projector the laser? But so this is it. Okay, so we're gonna make it happen, yeah, baby. And I'm gonna have some psychiatric help, because that's my opinion. Okay, and what I believe and what I perceive, because perception is the sentinel itself. Okay. And and yeah, and bad jokes are, they're waiting for someone to do nothing. That's how they happen. Someone stepped in it, and then everyone's laughing. Um, it's like food that mass-produced petroleum-based food that is just this major cop-out. Oh, and I want to explain that I'm having this problem with headphones. These things actually clamp onto your ear. See how they do that? So it's like I don't want anything clamping onto my head, so I have to have things just hanging there, kind of like earrings, but I don't wear earrings. No. So these are just nightmares because I'll be wearing them for 15 minutes, and then I'll go and say maybe I should take these things off. And I go, it's like a staple in my ear, and it's just this numb pain. It drives me nuts. And then the other ones, the worst ones, are the ones that go into your ear, because that's like a projectile. Someone were to hit you there, or if anything were, not someone, me. I'll get this boy. That would be bad to have something go into your ear, so that's horrible too. It's fundamental. It's like the sentinel that you want to have on a platform that is the structure, okay? Not some nozzle, not some feed bag. It's really this, not some whatever type of, some injector sort of, yeah, okay. So I am hoping to do that, and I will say, what I meant to say is, and I'll say something else, but it's my own psychological, picked up a penny. Way to make it happen, okay, because you have to use brain power, you have to use experience, global experience, a bit of attitude, you know what I mean? Come on, you can do this, it's gonna make it happen, it's gonna be beautiful.